Okay, welcome back. This is part 7 of Space Rocks, the Godot Engine game tutorial where we make a full Asteroids style game. In this part, we're going to work on the player's shield so that we can have something happen when the asteroids hit them, plus a few other tweaks and improvements. Ready? Let's get started. Okay, so it's time to start making these asteroids do something when they run into the ship. So we're going to go to the player here. Our player is an area 2D. So in the signals, it has a body enter signal, and we're going to connect that to our script. And so that's going to tell us a body that enters. Now, right now we're talking about the asteroids, but other bodies might be on the screen at some point. So we're going to say if body.getGroups has asteroids. So if it's in the asteroids group, let's just test this out by printing the body .getName, just to make sure things are working. So now what we should be able to do is go fly on top of this asteroid and see its name print, right? So we're detecting the collision, and we just need to decide what to do. Well, probably we want that to explode, and we want the player to take some damage, or the player's shield to take some damage. So we're going to have some variables here for the shield level, right? And that can start out at some value. And then I'm also going to have whether the shield is up or not. Right? If the shield gets completely knocked down to 0, the shield's going to go down, and now the player is going to be vulnerable. So the shield level is that, and then we're going to take away some damage when the asteroid hits it. But it's not going to be very visible because we're going to need to display that shield. We're also going to want to set how much damage the individual asteroids do based on their size. So one thing we can do is, over here in asteroid, in main, right, we have the things like the pattern that the things break up into, right? We're also going to have, the individual asteroid sizes give you a different amount of points when you shoot them, give you a different amount of damage when they hit you. And all those things are like, settings that we want to be able to make that globally affect the whole game. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new script just to hold all those type of things. We're just going to make a new script. It can inherit from node. That's fine. I'm going to put this in scripts, and this is going to be global.gd. And so what we can do is if we go into the project settings, auto load, and we choose that script and say add. Right? So it will be named global, and it is a singleton, which means it's going to be one instance of this script, or this script object, will exist in every scene. So every scene will be able to access the things that are in it. And we don't even need the ready function at the moment, but what we're going to do is just put some variables in here. So like the global game settings, things like, it's not a comment, var game over, right? Whether the game has ended or not. We're going to have a score. We're going to have a level, right? Every time you clear the screen. We're going to have maybe some other stuff we'll get to later. And on the player, we're going to have things like the max shield level, so we know how far up that can go. And I'm also going to have a regeneration, right? This is going to be every tick how many shield you get back. So your shield does regenerate if you can avoid getting hit. And then there are also some asteroid settings. Now the asteroid, that's where we're going to want things like this, right? So if we grab this, we're going to put that into global. Okay. And then we're also going to, we can duplicate that. We're going to have a damage. That's how much damage the asteroids do. Okay, I skipped over the formatting, but now I have an asteroid damage and an asteroid points, and this is just going to be how much those values are, which we can obviously adjust later. Just want some stuff in there. But now on our main, we're going to have a problem, right? Because we removed that break pattern. But now we just need to put global in front of it. And everything should work just fine. Okay, shoot it. There we go. Okay. And now we can use those in our player. So our shield level is going to be equal to whatever shield max was. And you can see if the autocorrect, or I mean, sorry, the autocomplete sees the global, so it knows what variables we've declared in there. So now we can go down here and do something with the asteroids when we hit them. So what we're going to do is we're going to say if the shield is up, then we're going to say body.explode, right? We already have that function on the asteroids when the bullets hit them. So we're going to body.explode, use the player's velocity as the impacting body, and then we're just going to say shield level, and we're going to subtract global dot asteroid damage body dot size, so we know what size it is. And if the shield isn't up, we're going to set game over to false, but that won't do anything yet. Now again, we're not going to see any of this stuff happen, so let's just print out shield level to make sure it is subtracting correctly. So I should be able to go run into this. They're always going off the screen when I want to hit them. Boom, right? So, right, if you're not careful, you're going to hit multiple ones because they're going to come flying out off of the ship when you hit them. Right, especially the big ones are going to be super dangerous to hit. We hit it at a slow speed. Yeah, okay. So that's working. So now let's just get rid of that print. And we want to talk about displaying our shield on the screen using some kind of progress bar, that will get shorter as we lose shield. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to make this as a new scene. I'm going to make a new scene, and this is going to use down here at the bottom, just to show you where it is, a canvas layer. And a canvas layer lets you make a layer that will be drawn in a certain order. So for example, the main scene is going to be on layer 0. So anything that's drawn on the canvas layer will be on top of it. And that's the perfect way to do your heads-up display. So that's what we're going to call this, is the HUD. And so this is going to contain all of our information like the shield, the score, messages we want to give the player, anything like that. So in here, let's put a couple of things. We're going to put a label that's going to hold the score. And for the shield bar, under control, there are all sorts of great GUI related nodes. Okay, the one that we're going to use is right down here, texture progress. And that lets you make a progress bar using a texture. This is going to be the shield bar. Okay, so now we need to configure this. We need some textures to put in it. You can see it has a progress texture. That will be the texture that it will show some fraction of between 0 and 100%. And then under and over, let you put something underneath and over top of it to give it some more visual appeal. But we want to start out with what graphic we want to use. All right, well, our old friend Kenny has also made a great GUI pack that looks like this, that has all the bits to make all these great little progress bars and dialog boxes and everything. And this is all the pieces that are in it. Right, I really like these little glass-looking transparent panels. We're going to use those too. And so I've put those all here in the GUI folder under Art, and all the pieces are in here. And here is our nice green horizontal bar. That's what we're going to use for the progress. And then here, let's say the minimum value is 0, the maximum value is 100, and the current value is, let's say we're at 75. And there you see how it changes if we're at 25%, etc. Right? And so that's how we'll do that. And we just need to put it in the right place now. And we're going to use that using the anchor properties of the control node. And I'm not going to go too much into how these anchors work. That'll have to be for another video, but I'm just going to go down here and set the margins here. Left, I'm going to set to 30, so it's 30 pixels from the left. Top, I'm going to set to 10, so it's 10 pixels down. The right value is going to be 230. And the bottom value is going to be 40, and that's fine. So that's where we want it. It's up in the corner, but not right up against the top. Okay, and then while we're at it, let's get the score going. The score, I want it to be centered on the screen. So the left and right anchors, I'm going to make them relative to the center. And skipping down to the margins, I've just gone ahead and filled them in. 200 pixels to the left and right of center. And the value, let's just put 0 in there. I want that to be centered. I want that to be center aligned. And I don't want to use the default ugly font. So I have gone in here and we're going to say new dynamic font. We're going to go over here. And then we're going to, for font, we're going to load. And I have a fonts folder where I've got a Kenny font. We're going to set the font size to about 48. And there we go. So now I have a nice score display up there at the center. And that is good enough for now. So in the main, we just have to add an instance of that HUD scene. Right? And because it's a canvas layer, it's going to be on top, even though it's down here at the bottom of the list. You're welcome to put it, up higher, down lower. It doesn't matter because it uses that property. Now to our main script. Here in process, we can say HUD.getNode. Right? We can actually see them coming up. Right? So shield bar. We could just set value to the player's shield level, right? Now the thing is, let's just try that for the moment. I'm going to do this a different way, but get node player dot shield level, right? And that's going to work fine if we try this out. If I go run into this guy. Yeah, look at that, how it went down, right? But what I also want to do is I'd like to change the color of it. We have a red bar and we have a yellow bar. So instead of doing this, let's make this a little nicer. And I'm just going to add a function called show HUD shield. Okay, and then what this is going to do is a couple of things. First, we're going to get the shield level from the player. Get node player. shield level. And then we're going to use that to decide what color we want to make it. And so the default color will be green. But if the shield level is less than 40, then color is going to be red. And then if the shield level, if it's not red, then if the shield level is less than, say, 70, then the color is going to be yellow. And if you look at the names of the textures, they're all the same, just with the color name inserted there. So the texture that we need to use is just going to be, we're going to load art GUI bar horizontal underscore something underscore mid 200.png. Oops. And then we just say % color, and that'll insert the right thing in there. And then we can say HUD.get node shield bar set progress texture to that, and HUD.get node shield bar set value to shield level. Okay, that way we can see, and now we should be able to see it changing color as it gets shorter. Okay, let me shoot this so I get some smaller ones. So if we run into this, see when we got down to there, we're yellow, get some more hits here, and we're into the red. Okay, much better. While we're at it, we're also going to say on the score, we're just going to set the text to whatever global.score is. So that when we start changing the score, we'll see it change. All right, let's finish up our shield functionality here. In process here, we're going to say if the shield is up, right, then we're going to allow you to recharge. So we want to add whatever that regeneration rate is, but we don't want it to go above 100. So I'm going to set it equal to the minimum of either of shield level plus global.shield regen times delta, because that's how much we want to do each frame, or 100. That way we will keep it a max of 100. And that's going to do the shield regeneration. But if shield level is less than or equal to 0, and the shield is up, then we want to set shield up to false, because we have now lost our shield. Shield level is 0, and we'll say get node shield hide. Right, the shield will disappear. So let's try that. Okay, see my shield bar regenerating. Right, if I take a whole bunch of hits, it's going to go down low, and we're going to have a problem. Let's get some big ones back on here, and we'll see if we can knock our shield out entirely. There we go. See, now the shield has disappeared from around the player, and game over is being set to 0, but we haven't done anything about that yet. All right, let's wrap this up with a couple other things. We want to add some points when the asteroids get destroyed. So here in explode, we'll just say global.score, and we'll add the asteroid points for whatever size we are. That's simple enough. And then in the main, I'm going to go here to the ready. I'm going to get rid of this one that we're spawning at the beginning. And what we're going to say here is that if the asteroid container is empty, right, we're going to add one to level, global level plus equals 1. And we're just going to count for I in range level and spawn that many. So every time we go up a level, we'll just get one more asteroid. And that should do it. Oops, global.level. So I should be able to get some points over here by shooting this big asteroid. All right, nice. So we have our score and our shield working. That's a good day's work. Okay, as always, thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying making this as much as I am. You can always grab the source code for each part at the link below. Please hit like and leave your comments below if you have any questions or suggestions. See you next time.